Kit and Krista, former Nintendo employees and current podcasters, brought up the topic of Super Smash Bros. Melee HD, and they had an interesting perspective on it. Being employees of Nintendo, they obviously know 100 times more about the behind-the-scenes stuff, rather than a random YouTuber such as myself, but I just kinda wanted to give my opinion, because honestly I think it's a bit unfair to the Melee community, and to the game in general, and this is coming from someone who isn't even a member of the community. One thing they claim is that the Melee community won't touch an HD version of Melee because of the black market emulation they got going on, and while they didn't mention it by name, we know they're probably talking about Slippy. Now this is true, we got some sweet rollback emulation to play the game with nearly anyone we want to should we choose. And on top of that you can even mod the game, get some cool skins, and custom levels. But I'm sorry, you'd have to be fooling yourself to think there aren't people from the community who wouldn't jump on a Switch version the instant it was released. I think it's wrong and even ignorant to suggest that the scene just wants to keep carrying around CRTs and that everyone is super anal about things being accurate or else they won't play it. Will a lot of people complain? Yeah, probably, but I mean the point still stands that it's gonna sell and people are still gonna play it. I don't care what anybody says. Now look, I don't want to seem too aggressive, and it's clear some things went down at Nintendo with Melee over the years, and if you paid attention to the scene at various points, you'll know that. But these opinions on the game and the community are very biased. To give off the impression that Ultimate is this peaceful wonderland and that Melee community is just so annoying about things, it's a boring and tired take in my opinion. Kit also claims that if you can't satisfy the fanbase, there's no point in doing the project, and this is where I wholeheartedly disagree with him. Melee isn't just about the competitive scene, it's about what the game represents, what it is, and what it was. It's a fantastically well-made game, one of the best ever, with features and modes and gameplay that hold up even nowadays. It's the first game in the series with trophies, showcasing a real history of Nintendo up until that time, a fun adventure mode with neat references to all different Nintendo games, the debut of All-Star mode, the ever-fun event mode, and stadium mode with things like Multi-Man Melee. Come on, we could break the targets too, and you all know how I feel about that. Not to mention, we got Master Hand's partner in crime, Crazy Hand, for the first time, and Giga Bowser, who is probably the most fierce boss in Nintendo history. It has a very unique look and feel that just hasn't been replicated in any game since. Just like Ultimate, Brawl, and 4 have their own styles, so does Melee. And we've seen Smash re-released too, by the way. Smash 64 was put on the Wii Virtual Console years prior, so it's not like Nintendo hasn't done this sort of thing before. And then there's the obvious financial benefit. This game would sell a few million copies easily. It was the highest selling GameCube game, so to suggest that there isn't a financial benefit here would be false, outright. But as we've learned, Nintendo doesn't act always on financial benefit. And then this thing where we have Ultimate so we don't need Melee. Okay, so I guess we don't need Sonic 1 since, you know, we have Sonic CD 2 and 3 and Knuckles. We don't need Mario 64 since we have Odyssey and Galaxy, or heck, we don't even need Mario 1 since we have Mario 3 and Mario World. You get my point. The argument that we have Ultimate and that's enough, it just doesn't hold water. Super Smash Bros. Melee is a celebration of all things Nintendo, and it's still a fantastic game even now. I think it deserves a remaster, and you don't even have to do much. Sure, it might not live up to the expectations of the competitive scene in some regards, but having it on a modern Nintendo platform and having it more accessible, in addition to the preservation of the game, I'd say it's a win-win. And it's not just Melee, what about Brawl Deluxe? It'd be another great game that deserves some love too. These fantastic games shouldn't be tied to their respective consoles while others get re-released dozens of times. It's a win for the fans, and I can't see it as anything other than positive. And now, of course, I know a lot of competitive fans will disagree with me, but what does everyone think? Leave Melee where it is, or bring it back? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.